Oh, what we got here? Some of you are probably going to be a little bit excited. Some of you may not be. What have we got? It's a very nice white, grand white Dyson, and it happens to be a DC07. Very interesting. Apparently it's got a HEPA. That's intriguing, isn't it? For some of you, maybe. Seems in alright condition. I actually, do you know what? I went all the way down to Thorpe Bay for this. Now, for those of you that don't know, Thorpe Bay is like Millionaires paradise. And there's millionaires everywhere in Thorpe Bay. Now, the particular road that I had to go down in order to find this was just mansions everywhere. So I was actually very surprised to find a Dyson in a place where people have got millions of pounds, or even hundreds of thousands of pounds, you know, because I always perceived Dysons to be the vacuum cleaner for people that are usually quite poor, but they come into some money and they just spend it willy-nilly and spend about £300 and buy a brand new appliance, a Dyson, usually, because they get brainwashed into thinking that that's the best one because it's so much money, and they think because it's so much money it means it's the best one. So when I found this on a millionaire's road next to a millionaire's house, I was very, very surprised. But I dare say even millionaires get brainwashed into thinking things are good because they work, because they're a lot of money. But I wonder how well they kept it. It does seem in reasonably good condition. I mean, doesn't appear to be, in fact there's hardly any wear on it. There's a little scuff along the side there, but that's going to happen, isn't it, from ordinary use. The wheels are a bit scuffed, as you would expect. So is this side, that wheel, scuff along here, but you know, other than the usual, it doesn't appear to be too much wrong with it. What does that say? Root Cyclone Technology. Advanced Dyson Cyclone Technology. HEPA. Well, with HEPA filtration for carpeted homes. I didn't know rich people had carpets. No, they do. They have carpets made out of sheep. He's even got, that's still intact. Usually that's broken off. Bit stiff, nothing a bit of oil won't sort out. Nice. I wonder how the filter is actually, before we delve too far into this. Let's have a look. Alright, I'm going to need two hands, as I might be able to do it. Yep, I've done it, there we go. Let's see whether they looked after their filter. It doesn't feel too bad, hasn't too. Ooh. It is a little bit dirty, isn't it? Probably just from ordinary day-to-day use of their housekeeper, their cleaner. They must have had a cleaner. You wouldn't be a millionaire. Well, I would be a millionaire and not have a cleaner, because I enjoy cleaning. If I was a millionaire, I would love to spend my days cleaning my mansion. However, most millionaires have a cleaner. So let's have a look to see. Ooh. Millionaire's dirt feels different to ordinary dirt. It's lighter than ordinary dirt, probably because it's millions. It's millionaire's dirt, and millionaire people are usually quite light. A lot of dirt in there though. Quite a lot of dust in there as well. Millionaire's dust. Interesting. Very intriguing. Put that back in there, shall we? That'll do the trick. I wonder if it works. Well, before we see if it works, we've actually got a dusting brush. Seems to be in reasonably good condition. No bristles missing. Well, there might be bristles missing, but there's no extensive bristles missing or anything like that. So, nice little crevice tool. Nice. And we have, they obviously like to clean their upholstery, because the little brush here, I would assume, judging by what looks like used to be glue. There is supposed to be a little bit of felt or something glued on here, as it usually is, which is missing. So that's obviously an indication this was probably the tool that was used the most in the Millionaire lifestyle. Quite a bit of Millionaire dust in there. Nice, very nice. Oh look, a bit of Millionaire fluff as well. Blimey. Alright, put that back there. Very nice. Let's get the old plug out, shall we? Let's get the old plug out and plug it in and see if it works. I wonder if the brush is going to go around. I notice it doesn't look like it's got a clutch. Whether these ones had a clutch is a different story. I'm not a geek, let alone a Dyson geek, so I dare say there'll be some Dyson geeks out there, probably Japanese ones, that might have a say and tell me whether I'm wrong or right in saying that. But let's have a look to see if we're going to turn on, shall we? Well, I can definitely tell you that brush roll or brush bar is making a little bit of noise. That's for sure. I heard that. It wasn't the motor, it was something to do with the brush. I'm fairly certain. Judging by my unique hearing, which is not unique in any way, I would say that was the brush bar. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a bit of oil now, and then we'll see whether it was that or not. There we go. I've taken this sole plate off. It's very obvious that the Millionaires probably never took this off, because I did make a little thing, but looking by the condition of those, they've never been taken off, because I did make a little dent on that one with my screwdriver, but before I touched it there was no dent on it. Usually these get very scratched up and dented, you know, from taking them on and off. But these were perfect, so either they'd done it with a penny or something big and didn't make any marks, or they've never taken it off. Obviously they've used it on a hard floor because it's very scratched and dented. But anyway, my point is, it's very dirty. So I don't think they've taken it off. But I have, those of you that are geeks probably did know from the minute you heard the noise that it was going to be the belt. But when I took this off, it was very obvious that the belt is the culprit for that noise, because it's very loose, very loose indeed, and it's very flexible, like elastic. It should be a bit tighter than that, so it grips on that spindle down there. But when you turn it on, you can see that it flops about, and if you put your hand on the brush and put any kind of resistance on it, the belt starts to slip on that spindle and makes that noise. So I know it's the belt. I did all these bearings here anyway, but I know the belt is loose and worn out, so that's the problem for that. So all I'll do is change the belt and we'll be away. Look at that in there, Millionaires fluff. Bloody hell, even Millionaires have fluff. So that's that then. At least we know that it does work. That's very interesting. Well, there we go. It just shows it's always worth having a drive around, because you never know what you'll find, especially if you go down a Millionaires road. They chuck out all kinds of stuff. You never know what you're going to find. This load of dirt will come out the sole plate, so let's put it back inside, shall we? don't panic. I'm gonna get a new belt. Well, I've got a new belt, I'm just gonna fit it later on. So don't panic, you lot. Just try not to panic, please. Sweet.